Today we are going to learn about a famous artist named Claude Monet. Can you all say his name? Claude Monet. There's a silent T at the end because he's a French painter. Let's look at some of his artwork. Claude Monet was born in Paris, France in 1840. He was a great artist and helped invent an important style of painting called Impressionism. Many of Monet's paintings are pictures of water. Boats, oceans, ponds, and lakes were some of his favorite subjects. Claude Monet loved the way colors reflect in water, and the special way that the water makes the clouds in the sky look. You can see the ripples on the water top and the reflection of the buildings behind, and you could see the sunset reflected in the water. Just little short brush strokes or little short dashes of paint to show that the water's moving. Monet even fixed up a boat as a floating art studio. He kept paints, brushes, canvas, and drawing supplies on it. Monet sailed up and down rivers and streams, stopping to paint wherever he liked. It must have been fun. When he was younger, he became very good at drawing pictures. When he was a teenager, some people paid him to draw pictures of them. He liked making money by selling his drawings, but he made a new friend who thought that painting should be done outside, not in stuffy art studios inside of a building, like most artists did during that time. He loved the idea of painting outdoors. Monet wanted his paintings to become so well known that people would buy them. Women in the Garden was one of Monet's paintings that did not make it into an art show. He used his favorite model for all 4 women in this painting. Her name was Camille. Eventually, they became married and had children. He painted Camille and his baby in this painting. Monet and his friends were more interested in how pretty something looked when the sunlight was on it. They liked to paint ordinary things, like a boat on a lake, or rocks by the ocean, or even haystacks in a field. Somebody called these artists Impressionists. Even though people were not crazy about his impressionist pictures, he kept on painting them. He thought it was important to show scenes of everyday life. He tried to make the colors, shadows, and light in his paintings as real as possible. He was even able to show steam and dampness coming from a train engine. If you take a very close look at some of his paintings, you can hardly tell what he painted. It just looks like a bunch of colorful brush strokes. But when you step back a little bit, it starts to make sense. It's easy to see that the colorful brushstrokes are really the 2 ladies walking along a cliff. The exciting brushstrokes and colors in his paintings give you the feeling of being right there at the moment he painted them. He wanted to get as close as he could to the things he was painting. Sometimes he had to tie his easel down so the waves wouldn't wash his painting away. Monet often painted many pictures of the same thing. He wanted to see how sunlight changed the look of something at different times of the day, or different seasons of the year. What time do you think this was painted? What about this time of year? When do you think this was painted? Well, luckily, he recorded when he did this. This was in autumn, which is fall, at the end of the day when the sun is setting. This one is in summer. You can tell by the bright colors, and it's evening and the sun is setting. When Monet was older, people finally started to appreciate his paintings. He settled down in a French town and built a wonderful water garden there. Claude Monet lived to be 86 years old. He spent the last 10 years of his life painting scenes of his water garden. These paintings are among the most beautiful and famous paintings he did. Some of them are over 40 feet wide. That's as long as the art room wall to your right. Monet was able to show how things looked at the moment, how he saw them, like a camera does. He loved nature and he painted with colors, so a scene would look as much like nature as possible. It's a lot of fun to see a real Monet painting, especially up close. You'll be surprised by how many colors you can see and how simple his brushstrokes are. We actually have a Monet painting down in St. Petersburg, Florida, that you can see. I believe it's this one. So if you ever get a chance to go to the Museum of Fine Arts in St. Pete, go check out a real Monet painting. Right now, let's continue on with our Monet-inspired artwork.